Hello. Try that again. Hello, welcome friends. Great seeing you guys here. I'm so sorry, Peter, to hear about your aunt's. Was your aunt's passing there, Peter? That's I did know that. Yeah, Uncle held it down bravely. He did a great job last week as our lone sole moderator. But yeah, sorry to hear the bad news there, Peter. Hope you're doing okay. And I know, when big family things like that happen, it's a lot, it's a lot of emotion, and just, you're not going to be able to do, what you normally do on a weekly basis. So yeah, no problem. I hope you're doing good there, Peter. Yeah, I didn't talk about, we had a loss in the family a few weeks ago too. A cousin. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. It's been a rough 2025 for a lot of us, but and she was only 68. Wow, sorry to hear that, Peter. But I'm happy to say I'm doing all right still, despite this being a rough 10-month stretch. I feel like I've kind of maybe turned a corner. We'll see. I don't want to speak too soon, but we'll see how things are going. But let's see. Oh, Sarah, you submitted the paperwork to take your dad's driver's license away, I assume. It's that time. I was surprised your dad's still driving, considering all the stuff you told us about that. Oh, thanks, AJ. Yeah, it was a sad thing. A younger family member passed away suddenly. He was just about to graduate from college. I didn't realize he had a history of seizures or something like that. And he had a seizure in his dorm room right before getting ready to graduate, and it's a real sad situation. But yeah, thanks. So yeah, it's overdue, Sarah. I bet he hasn't driven anyway, right? Because my mom, she can't really drive anymore. Last time she got a driver's license, so to speak, we just got her a California ID. Just less crap you got to do. She's not going to drive anyway. I mean, she had I told you about 5 years ago when she had a minor heart surgery thing, a blood clot got loose. She had a minor stroke, and she hasn't. I don't think she's been able. Yeah, she hasn't been able to drive since. Oh, he was driving, only very close by to familiar places. Well, hopefully your dad will accept that. Now's the time to not be driving anymore. But all this sad news to start this live stream. I'm so sorry, guys. It's not due. Let's start over. Let's see. Hello, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan coming to you live Friday, 6, or in this case, 6:02 Pacific Standard Time. As we do every Friday, we gather here together at this time. So whatever time it is, bookmark it, write it down, whatever you do to remember and record events. We gather at this time every Friday, and sometimes on other days, and talk about any and all things vegan. So I see a lot of our regulars are here, and I want to apologize to the regulars. You may have noticed, maybe you didn't, I didn't do a video this week, a video proper, where I typically respond to some nonsense or some idiot or something like that saying some stupid crap about veganism. I just was so busy. I've been so busy this week. Me and Angie, we've been working overtime, overdrive, completing a new song that should be out next week on Friday on all streaming services, if I understand it right. Because we were working hardcore Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yesterday. We haven't taken our foot off the pedal. My ears are a little shot from all that hardcore listening and stuff. But anyway, that's why I didn't get a video done this week. It just would have, we wouldn't have been able to get the song out. We wanted to get a song out again before the end of this month. We just have these little goals that we have for ourselves. So I apologize for not having a video for you guys this week. Hopefully you guys survived okay. I bet you guys all did. And the plan is to have a new video for you guys next week. So, let's see. Okay, that's good, Sarah. Your dad does listen to the doctor. Yeah, a doctor would be an unbiased, knowledgeable opinion there. Let's see. I know you lost your grandfather too recently, Peter. Your grandma is not doing so well either after you lost her husband and daughter, and has dementia and can barely walk. And uncle, hey uncle, each of your parents stopped driving on their own decision. That's what happened to my mom. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, your dad wasn't ready to stop, but we made it happen. Well, fortunately, he's already limited to short drives, so he's already kind of had a driving diet, I guess, so I guess he's used to already not driving much, so it wouldn't be too big of a stretch to not drive anymore. And we sort of attended a No Kings protest. One was going on in the area. We walked down close to where it was happening. A lot of people were coming, going. We supported them and all that without actually being right where the event was. But we were part of the event group and everything the Saturday morning. So we got a little piece of how that was going on. From what we could tell, it was totally peaceful. There's like no police, no violence or anything. Just people peacefully expressing their First Amendment rights about their opinions. And that's what America should be. You shouldn't go to jail or get harassed for peacefully protesting or speaking or holding a sign. That's what our country is known for being about. Even if you don't like what the person's saying, tough shit. That's what freedom is. You might say something that offends someone else might say something that offends you, but we all have to learn to get along. Hopefully that doesn't change anytime soon. This is what the No Kings protest was about, amongst many other things too. So yeah, a lot of world news and stuff happened this week. I don't think we want to get into that, but it was a big week here. Yeah, I agree with you, AJ. I actually felt kind of good that morning. The protest was very inspiring, and you could almost feel a positive shift because, it's really easy to just generalize, like, man, people are so stupid. How come people are, like, cool with this crap? Shift to authoritarianism and dictatorship and people being yanked off the street, all this stuff, And it was just great seeing so many people saying, no, we're not cool with this crap. We're the real patriots. We believe in what America's founding fathers believed in, not dictatorship or authoritarianism. It was good to see. Yeah, it was good to feel some collective energy of people who believe similarly. So anyway, Sarah, that data breach, I was reading some geek Reddit groups about that, and they said it's a huge breach, but it's happened a long time ago. It's like not anything new. I was trying to figure out, should I go and deal with my changed passwords and stuff, and none of them, these like hardcore nerd geeks, felt like it was something that was going to make them change anything. But that being said, it's good to change some of your major passwords once in a while. That wouldn't be a bad idea. So check it out. I could have misread it. Maybe I'm giving you some horrible advice. I don't think I am, but check it out. They just made it sound like, this is not like a new breach. It's happened a while ago. Doesn't make it any better or anything like that. So anyway, hey, vegan metalhead, are you tired? You said, well, stay up with us as long as you can. You had a guy in an orange jumpsuit and a Trump mask. Hilarious. I have for financial, you might be changing anything financial. What I do for financial, a little hack here, is I don't use one, like I have a few main email addresses of mine, some of you might know them maybe, but anyway, for financial, I have one that no one really knows, just a rarely used email address of mine, and that's what I have linked to anything financial. So just thought that would be a nice little hack. So I'll pass that one off to you. If you have like a little used email address, use that for your financial ones rather than one you give to everything. Like, when you sign up for a new deal on Amazon or whatever, hey, you sign up for a new app. Here, I'm going to use this Gmail one. No, use some weird one that you don't use, even if it's a weird Gmail one. But that's a little hack I learned from some security people. Anyway, it's possible that Doge and Palantir already have all our private info. Don't know. Your bestie has like 500 passwords. Yeah, there's password managers that they can help out with that. He's a geek. He knows. I'm sure he's doing fine. Graven. Even in Central Florida, there's a No Kings protest. I mean, people kind of like, think there's red states and blue states. And even in so-called red states, there's plenty of people who didn't vote for him and voted for his opponent. And even in a blue state here like California, even though we're labeled a blue state, from what I understand, because there's so many people here, we have the California has the highest amount, the largest number of Republican voters in this state, even though we're a blue state. So, I mean, yeah, we're all mixed together. That's why, as I was saying earlier, we got to learn how to get along and not just like attack each other and just because we're different. I'm not saying the current administration is helping towards that goal at all. I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm just saying all of us, them included, administration, you and me, need to learn how to accept each other and not be fascist and say, hey, if you're not doing the stuff in life the way I see, you're no good and I'm going to harm you. Yeah, even Huntington Beach, which is known for having these extreme like right-wing points of view in their local government, and it's kind of a gathering point in Orange County for like pro like Trump things or whatever, gun rights and stuff like that. I saw a huge crowd show up to the pier area on PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, and Main Street in Huntington Beach for No King's Day. So people out there everywhere, are making it known how they feel about this. Will it make any effect? I don't know, but we got to do something. We just can't just, pretend it's not happening. Hey, Johnny, you back home? Where have you been the whole time? Yeah, you were traveling, huh? Oh, AJ, I've never heard of LifeLock, and I know what a VPN is. You have a VPN, and what is LifeLock? Oh, Nikki, yeah, I've been reading on the Gen X subreddits how the shingles, it's a 2-series shot, right? I've been hearing it's been like, people say, wow, that's a gnarly like shot. I mean, not the shot itself, but how you feel afterwards, seeing how just wiped, tired, just totally drained. Is that true? And Sarah, I remember you sent me an email in the middle of the week to check out something. I apologize. I didn't get a chance to check. I just been totally just like focused on getting that new song of ours worked on and mixed and tracked and mastered and everything. So anyway, I'll take a look at that. I just remembered that when I saw you right there today. I just kind of blew off the whole world basically. It didn't really go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere. I walked to coffee a couple times. But that was about it. I went to the gym Tuesday, but yeah, I really just buckled down and Angie and I worked our asses off this week on our new song. Wow, that's great to hear, Graven. Even where you're at in Central Florida, Polk County, you guys had Pride festivals, events too. Don't let people into making you think Florida is all pro-dingle. No, I mean, I know what people are like in like the southern, like in Miami and stuff like that, But yeah, I don't know how what life was like in Central Florida and stuff. But cool, thanks for letting us know. You're not getting the shingles vaccination. You might be too young, Graven. I don't think you're Gen X, right? It's mainly for Gen X people. They're saying something about the vaccination that we got back in the 70s or whatever. There's something about it that doesn't make it like work for the rest of your life. I'm not good at this science stuff. I've just read it a little bit a long time ago. I'm speaking in super dumb layman's terms here, but basically the shot that a lot of us got, not all, but maybe like a significant percentage of us got, isn't entirely great for the rest of our lives. So it would just behoove us to get the booster, whether you can find your old paperwork or not about which one you got and have a doctor figure it out. Just get one. This is what the general consensus is. Oh, you are 51. Okay, Graven. I thought you were younger than that. So you are in the age group for shingles vax. I haven't bothered to get one yet, or Angie, even though we've been pondering it. But yeah, I would like to get one. I just don't want to be all feeling like crap for a long time. Uncle, let's see, you still need to get the shots? You're not Gen X. You should be cool. You skipped out on the shots they gave in the 70s, so you didn't get one at all? Is that what you're saying? Like a chicken pox shot? Anyway, I don't know this stuff. So anyway, I should get one. Oh, is that Peter? Your grandma has shingles? Oh my God. You got a measles vax this year. Well, probably not a bad thing. I heard, yeah, there's more of it now than been in like 20 years or something like that. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, I know Central Florida can be conservative, depending on the area, but I know there's a diversity in pretty much every state, red or blue. Let's see, what's that late model? Ryan, get it when you don't have anything on the calendar for the next day or two. Yeah, absolutely. There's all sorts of things I want to get taken care of when I'm trying to say, when I can have a little bit more free time in the schedule. I was lucky last week, before I got on this huge music making quest that I've been on for the past week. I got my car service, is overdue for that. I need to get my eyes checked. I'm like a year overdue on that. A lot of dumb little things to try to take care of over the next few months, amongst other things, a whole little list of things. But yeah, shingles vax, I got to start thinking about that too. Yeah, I know vaccinations are kind of ramping down, AJ. I didn't hear anything about shingles being axed like COVID vaccines. But yeah, I'm sure that's on the table too, right? Anything that the government spends money on to help regular people is subject to what's that called? Just being axed. So yeah, I heard about COVID. I don't think we're eligible anymore. I think if I remember right, you have to be over 65 now to get it in the future. So that might be the last COVID vaccination I ever got last year. I mean, that sucks because people 55 and over are still at a higher risk group. Not as high as 65 and over, but it's not like I have the same, people my age have the same, what's that called? Risk percentage, whatever risk is, like say a 20-year-old or something like that. But anyway, oh well. Just keep wearing masks when I'm in crowded places, as I've been doing. I still don't like to be in like confined areas, with a bunch of people. I'm gonna go see a band next month though, so I'll probably wear one. I remember last time I saw a band I was at Staples Center. We saw TXT. You probably know them, Graven, a Big Hit Records. I didn't get COVID, but I came back with a dumb cold. I don't even know how. I was masked most of the time, and I don't know if I must have touched something, like most colds or viruses, or, you get them from touching and stuff. But anyway. Let's see. Peter says, Kip Anderson, the maker of, one of the two makers of like What the Health and Cowspiracy, and the backer of Seaspiracy, will be at Vegan Campout this year. And I wonder if people will ask him. I'm sure people are going to fucking totally ask him, about Ali Tabrizi. Hardcore, I really wonder how Kip feels about all this, He made an investment with that movie, and this is what happened to his star, Now his star is saying dumb things. Well, but marshmallows though. But what about the poor mom that can't afford to buy? Oh, don't say beans and rice though. That's insulting. I can't imagine what he thinks about that. Yeah, I've heard about the razor throat, so-called razor throat variant of COVID going around now. Even more reason to not get that, to mask up and not get that. Yeah, Angie's been a fan, Graven, of TXT or Tomorrow by Together. We just call them text, TXT. We just call them that. Anyway, Angie's been a fan for years. Now, I wasn't really a big fan of them. I didn't really dislike them, but Deja Vu, I love that song. Let me see if I can play it. I haven't tried it in a long time. Let me give it a shot. Shit. Say my name. Shit. Anyway, yeah, it has that really cool guitar part, especially on the extended mix that they used for the video. That's when I go, wow, this song's awesome. I love that song. The song's bitchin'. And what sucked is that was the song they opened their set with. We knew that, so we had to rush, make sure we got to our seats on time. Couldn't buy a t-shirt for Angie. I got her one later, but we had to get there for the first song, Deja Vu. Anyway, hepatitis. Wow, you had to get that one. Maybe when I was a baby. I don't even know. Wow, 3 shots for you, and you're in healthcare, Nikki. Wow. Wow, you saw Peter Frampton last week. Awesome. Wow, I didn't even know he's out touring or something like that. Cool. That sounds fun. Yeah, guys, people kind of like, if you grew up in the 70s, he got a bad rap as being like too good looking. Like they thought he was just all like a model, like a Leif Garrett or something like that. No, he's a great guitar player too. Yes, Timothy, eating dead bodies is definitely weird. I'm waiting for someone to come on and try to say, oh, it's totally cool and normal to eat dead bodies when you don't have to, especially. AJ, you got your COVID booster around last December. Hope it holds. Yeah, unless you're 65 or over, it's going to have to hold for a little while. I guess there's ways you could pay for one, I suppose, out of your own pocket, privately, but I don't know. I haven't investigated how that works out yet. Yeah, your legs are messed up, Johnny. You can get some like VA claim like money or for treatment. Yeah, Timothy. Absolutely. Eating animals is weird, but everyone should eat Tuscan kale pilaf. Oh, thanks, AJ.
Weekly cult dues.
Weekly cult dues, indeed. And your cult leader is grateful to accept weekly cult dues from any of my cult following here. So thank you so much, AJ. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Just, your support, either, super chats or not. Just appreciate you guys being here with me and being so cool. I guess everyone who's not cool, they didn't like what we're doing here, and a lot of them got their asses kicked out of here. Hey, Jackalope, Seaspiracy is what made you go vegan in 2021. It's really heartbreaking to see the maker not only turn away from veganism. Like I said, if Ali Tabrizi had just left veganism, I would have been a little bummed, like, whoa, what happened? But to make a video like he did, like just talking all this bullshit about veganism, making crap up, horrible arguments and excuses, I don't need to repeat them again. It's just like, that's what I tell people, if you're going to leave, just not leave like we're a place, but if you're just going to stop being vegan, okay. And if you need to make a video, just say, hey, I just want to let my following know. I'm going to speak in a weird voice because someone will clip this out. I'm letting my following know that I'm no longer vegan, okay? And it's personal reasons. I don't want to say bad stuff about vegans or veganism because I believe they're fine and everything. I'm just quitting. If he just made a video like that without the stupid accent I just did there, that would have been totally cool. I probably wouldn't have made a response video. Just how they need to throw veganism under the bus on the way out to make themselves feel better, some kind of rationalization or something like that. Anyway, yeah, Denny's, huh? Hey Heidi, Denny's just added a plant-based slam. I think didn't Vegan Metalhead or someone tell us that last week? Let's see, Peter, did we send out your t-shirt? Ordered a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we no longer take care of the fulfillment. You ordered one of these newer shirts, right? Yeah, all those shirts are sent out by Spring. I believe that's the name of the company now. They've changed it a few times. It was Teespring before. I think it's just Spring now. But my point is, yeah, sometimes they're a little slow because they make them on demand. And maybe it's held up now, and maybe with what's that crap called? Tariffs. Maybe they're held up in customs too. I don't know how this is working out. But yeah, let me know if you don't get it in another week or so, and we'll see what there's anything we can find out. I'll try to track it for you. But I'm not surprised. It's an international shipment. It's probably going to be a little slower right now. I hate to say. Thanks to 47. Is that his name? Anyway, Sarah, that's horrible. You heard that some of the vegan Denny's things weren't actually vegan? Whoa, I hope that's not true. But yeah, always check, especially if going to a dubious place like Denny's, a place not really known for providing vegan food ever. It's their first time. I would ask a lot of questions. Wow, that's awesome, AJ. Your first concert was Doobie Brothers at I never heard of that, SPAC in Saratoga. Doobie Brothers, awesome. Good first concert. Let's see. That sounds fun. That sounds tasty there. Heidi, the vegan Chinese food you found there, awesome. Okay, Peter says that Denise, who's Denise, is not calling vegan, the Denny's, Denny's is not calling it vegan because it's cooked on the same griddle and they don't clean it in between cooking bacon and crap. So they say it's plant-based. I see. Yeah, they don't want to be called out for cross-contamination of animal products into the vegan stuff of the plants. I get it. Okay, I get it. But Sarah says, a late model says, I heard there were eggs in the vegan Denny's item. Interesting. Anything about that, Peter? Okay, Spec, Saratoga Performing Arts Center. And Uncle says, have you smashed the like button yet? Have you smashed the like button? Just go hit it. Help me out. Help out the YouTube algorithm to help me to, have a cool little platform here. Well, I do have a cool little platform here, but to grow it a little bit more, I guess. This is beyond cross-contamination. Sounds like if there's some kind of egg in there, Sarah, yeah, that's more than cross-contamination. That's messed up. And speaking of messed up cross-contamination or food, I hope you're doing better there, late model. You said you ate something last night that kicked your ass. I'm sorry to hear that. Any idea what it could have been? That sucks. So I'm glad you're here with us tonight. Just chill. Keep it chill here. I promise we'll keep you chill and, we'll keep you chill and chill. That's not redundant, is it? Yeah, Johnny, I haven't had Denny's probably, since you're in elementary school. Well, I've had it like in my 30s and probably haven't had it since. But I was going to say you're probably in elementary school then. Or am I even older than that? Okay, so what happened to you there, Sarah? Yes, rough night. You ate many things yesterday, so you're not sure of what the food culprit was. A little better today, but still blurfy. Sometimes, yeah, we just gotta just stop and just chill out and let our bodies recover. Sorry about that. That sounds horrible. Hopefully the timing's okay for you. You don't have a bunch of stuff planned. No Peter Frampton concerts or anything like that. Just can chill out and just, take advantage of the openness in your schedule, I'm hoping. Milo, restaurant cross-contamination is scary. I always prefer it, when there's some kind of assurances that it wasn't cooked on the same grill as bacon or whatever. Not all places can make such an assurance, though. And good to see you, Milo. Aloha. Okay, Frank Tufano. Yeah, I remember him. Shreddy. Anyone remember Frank Tufano? He used to eat the raw meat and make fun of vegans. Yeah, totally. Now he has a janky eye and is going blind because of a botched surgery. Whoa. One thing I'll say about Frank Tufano, I know he made fun of a lot of vegans. As far as I know, he never made fun of me. I even think he said something positive, so I'll just leave it there. That's one reason why I didn't make any Frank Tufano videos. Just leave a neutral, truce going on there, It's don't poke the hornet's nest or whatever. I don't want to use any more cliches. But anyway, okay, I'm sorry to hear about that, about Frank, a janky eye, going blind because of botched surgery. That's sad. Why do you have eye surgery for? It's sad to see him like that. Haven't seen him in years. Any idea? He's also a big conspiracy theorist now. It's funny how that happens, huh? How pro-meat influencers, if that's a thing, it is a thing, often fall into that realm of things, the flat earth and conspiracy theories. Not to say all, but an alarmingly high percentage of them kind of go off on those weird things. Not to say, vegans can't fall for that too. They do. I'm saying lower percentages. It's all about probabilities. Again, nothing's a slam dunk. The Venn diagram of morons. Oh boy, Travis. Yeah, Graven, but I'm with you. I'm going to read Graven's words here verbatim because this is exactly how Angie and I feel. I don't watch meat eater channels, especially weirdos that eat raw meat, 100%. But I can see trannies curiosity getting the better of you, wanting to see like what's up with this guy with the botched eye and surgery and stuff like that. So I'm not casting any like blame or anything like that. I'm just saying myself. Yeah, I just don't watch those guys, but I am curious. So yeah, watch it for me and tell me what's up. That's sad to hear, Metalhead. I didn't know his channel was gone, and I'm sorry or bummed to hear that his channel's back. He's just gonna probably spout more hate towards vegans and conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna mention his name. Frank had a YouTube video called "The Carnivore Diet Almost Killed Me." It sounds like a clickbaity title, but I'm not doubting the truthfulness of such a claim. Let's see. Forever Young says, "Hi all. Tufano had purely cosmetic eye procedures. He's a looks maxer." That's a thing. That's an actual like term these days. A looks maxer. People trying to max their looks out, and one way of doing that, I assume, is procedures and stuff. I mean, people have been getting like facial procedures for forever. Not forever, for decades. But I never heard the term looks maxer before. Yeah, you like that too, huh? Late model looks maxer, huh? I assume Forever Young is just stating it. It sounded like matter of fact, like it's a thing, right? It sounds like a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if you just made that up randomly. I don't think he did. I like that. It's a funny term. What's that, Johnny? It's a whole downfall for Tufano. There's a whole lot going on with him. I could kind of tell that too, watching him. I guess I could say I felt a little sorry for him. Just seemed like there's something going on that wasn't good there. I just didn't want to make any videos about him. Anyway, that must be a Gen Zer term, huh, Trini? A level 1000 looks maxer. Yeah, so he said, okay, Forever Young's back. Okay, the one who let us know about this looks maxer phrase. Yes, he's had many cosmetic procedures chasing an aesthetic face. You didn't make it up. I didn't think you did. It was just too cool. Not to say you're creative and intelligent enough to make that term up, but the way you just said it, like all matter of fact, like it's something we should all have heard of. And a lot of us, older than Gen Zers may have never heard that before. I've never heard Angie mention that before too, and she knows more of the young lingo that I don't know. Hey Nikki, you're very smug, and SMH picking up $1.69 tofu pack next to the meat department where someone was getting a single steak for $23.67. But remember, as Ali Tabrizi said, what about the single mother with a baby in the arm and another toddler running around? They don't have the financial wherewithal to buy $1.69 tofu pack. They just can't do that. They have to buy meat, and as you point out, the meat there is what, like 14 times more expensive or something. My math's off. I'm just taking a wild stab at that. But anyway, that sounds pretty gross, Peter. Yeah, you showed them, Nikki. You totally did, huh? Let's see. Hey, Allison, you had a hummingbird encounter a couple nights ago, and again today. A hummingbird. I love hummingbirds too. When Angie and I are outside, especially sitting on the porch, like having dinner or something like that, we see a hummingbird, we stop. Oh, there he is. Oh, look, he has a green patch underneath it. We're all tripping. Anyway, it could be a she. Anyway, a hummingbird a few nights ago came right up to you, a few inches from your head. You could feel the wings. Wow, that is magical and amazing. Wow, that is really cool. Not ouch, but cool. Forever Young, you're a millennial, but you like the new online lingo. We got us a new one tonight. I'm going to remember that looks maxer. I'm going to ask Angie later on when I'm doing this live stream. If I can remember looks maxer, I'm going to ask her, hey, Angie, you ever hear of the term looks maxer? It describes a kind of person. See if she knows. It's funny how people over the years, who haters particularly, not just regular people out in the street, but haters vegan haters, anti-vegan people have been accusing me and sometimes Angie too of getting procedures done, but no. First of all, we're not like wealthy enough to get them. I don't think. And then secondly, even if we were, I don't think we'd get them anyway. There's just, you can't outrun time, father time or whatever, but you can do things to try to, in lifestyle and diet to try to, extend the what's I'm trying to say, the fun, usable part of your life. The part where, you can still do things and take care of yourself and be active. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm concerned about. Okay, so, if I'm not getting procedures done to make my face look better, I'm doing stuff to make my body and everything work, as good as I can hopefully make it, so I can have a many years of good, useful life. Wow, you like Unnatural Vegan, Milo? Wow, yeah. I've had some encounters with her online, and no, her and I don't mix and match at all. Not a bit. Let's see. Forever Young says you've been both carnivore and vegan. The hate carnivores have for vegans is much worse. I know. That's, even though one could say I'm biased because I'm vegan, but that's how I see it. I see more hate coming from them. And sure, there's asshole vegans, that are just hateful. They hate carnivores. They hate everyone. They hate their parents for not being vegan, for God's sake. Yeah, those are the level 5,000 vegans that I can't stand. But they have a right to exist. It's still a free country for a little bit. At least, yeah, they can keep doing their level 5,000 hateful vegan stuff. I just don't have to be part of that. But aside from them, in general, it seems like vegans, they don't like carnivore. But I don't see too many hating them and just going on and just making these videos. Look how ugly this carnivore is. Look what a horrible person. It seems like there's way more hate. They come here and just say hateful things in the comments. So that's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Forever Young. Your perspective that you too see it that way. There's more hate coming from the carnivores. Yeah, and I'm with Sarah, late model. Yeah, it's not good to hate people. I don't hate anyone. Yeah, there's people I really dislike. People I wish that would just F off. Like say MVD and and others, but don't hate her. If she came by, I'd maybe say let's go out and have a beer or something and chat about our problems and stuff. But I don't hate the person. But anyway, I'm with you, Sarah. There's people I may strongly dislike. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But hate is like a whole nother level. Hate is bad for you as a person as well. It's a full-on negative thing. It's toxic. It's just toxic all around. But hate is exhausting, AJ, 100%. So just keep that in mind, all y'all out there. If someone you hate, just try to ramp it up or less down to strong dislike, and you'll see that you'll probably not be as I don't know. Things will be better for you, hopefully. Yeah, hate is exhausting. Yeah, and Uncle has a nice counterpoint to that. Of all the things you can be in this world, there's so many things you can be. Try to be kind. Try to have empathy for others. Try to have compassion for others. That's not too hard for most of us vegans, because in essence, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's about having empathy or compassion for other sentient beings, like non-human sentient beings. But a lot of people, vegans, seem to okay, all right, I'm going to do all this stuff for the animals, but then they're total assholes to humans. And I just think you're kind of missing the point. Why be have empathy for animals and be an asshole to humans? It seems like there's some kind of disconnect there. So yeah, be kind, be nice to animals, be nice to humans too. Seriously, your life will probably be better than if you're a dick and an asshole to humans, but cool to animals only. And a lot of people are mean to animals and humans too, and they're bad people. But humans are jerks though, Graven. You can't get around that. Yeah, vegan sign guys, seriously, we're all interconnected. Ava J, can't understand why some people are against veganism. Well, Forever Young, tell us, since you were both carnivore and vegan, you've seen the hate, tell us why why some people are just hateful towards vegans, if you can speculate, or maybe you have some like personal insight that you've gained when you're a carnivore. But yeah, you said, I agree. I never hated on vegans when you were eating differently or thought they were making a diet mistake. That's cool. This just shows that you're just already just a better person. You know, it's like I've said, like people say, well, there's vegans that are mean. I said, yeah, they were probably a-holes before they went vegan. And then they're still a-holes while they're eating just plants. Just eating plants isn't going to automatically take the a-holeness out of a a-hole, right? It doesn't work that way. Diet doesn't make a person better typically. But I'm just saying, yeah, you weren't that kind of hateful type person, so good for you. I just wonder if a lot of people that have hate or toxicity in their mindset, their worldview, are attracted to carnivore, and then they're hateful to people of other races and LGBTQ, and I'm carnivore now. What's the opposite? Vegan. So I'm gonna take my bigotry that I have for people that are different for me, that I've been mean to them all this time. I'm being mean to vegans now. Is that it? Maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think they're already bigots to begin with, and they're still bigots, and they found a new group to be bigoted towards us. So I don't know. I think I'm right on that. I don't know how to research that. I'm not a sociologist, but I think that's it. Let's see. I like that, Sarah. Just don't F with me. Then we're cool. It's pretty simple. I like that too. Let's see. What's that? What's that? D Rapid White? One can hate people without being mean to anyone, can still have empathy. I'm not sure what you're saying there. You're saying you can hate someone but still be cool? Okay, I mean, if you can't get the hate out of your heart, which is still bad for you personally, at least be cool to the other person somewhat. Anyway, Okay, so Forever Young is sharing her insights. So her, I think your photo, it's so tiny on my screen. Forgive me if I'm wrong there with your pronouns. You said, I saw a lot of toxic stereotypes, like vegans are all weak and submissive, so they felt more powerful and manly than them. That's the thing. That's like racism. It's exactly the same psychology as racism. You're putting a class of people down in order to make you feel better, like all them whatever peoples, fill in the blank of race, whatever, they're blah blah blah. I'm better than that. I'm better. So that's the same kind of psychology. You're gonna say all this crap about vegans. I'm more manly because I saw a weak vegan. Well, all I need to do is just walk outside. I'm going to see some really weak meat eater too. So that doesn't prove anything. It just, if you feel like you're all jacked and stuff, it's not because you're sitting on the couch eating meat, getting magically jacked. You're training, you're working out to do that. It's funny how people associate diet with getting jacked. No, there's no diet that will make you jacked. Whether you're plant-based, or standard American diet, or paleo or carnivore, there's one ingredient that's absolutely essential to being jacked. It's resistance training and doing it in a certain way, a periodized kind of training. And diet isn't gonna really make you jacked just sitting on the couch. It's weird. Anyway, okay, I got it right. Forever Young, thanks. Yeah, AJ points out that her favorite vegan celebrity can lift 405 pounds. Wow, what kind of lift is that? It's like a bench press or a squat, because that's a huge difference. But either way, I can't squat or bench 405 pounds, so probably never will. But it's not because I'm inherently weak or something. I just don't train like that. I'm not trying to train to be a strong man or whatever, anything like that. I'm training to be a fit basketball player. The soy boy idea, even though there are many powerful and muscled vegan athletes. It's funny how the vegan hating meat eater crews just conveniently ignore all the jacked vegans, all the elite world class professional athletes. They ignore that. They just see some guy like, say, maybe I don't know, like Earthling Ed or Mike the Vegan, or even me, someone who's not jacked, and that's what vegans look like, huh? How about like Nimai Delgado or Kendrick Ferris or Patrick Brian Turner? The list just goes on, badass vegan. Anyway, it's like funny how they can, like, that just shows that, you know, eating plants is not going to be the thing that stops you from getting jacked or stops you from being a professional basketball player that, like, that's you know, vegan. It's not going to stop you. Talent will, genetics will, eating a diet of all plants will not. That's great, Sarah. You don't get a lot of vegan hate, and I think that's whether you realize it or not by your the way you've designed your life. You don't you know, you're not out there like I am, like putting my face and name out there, you know, for any and all haters to come by and say whatever bullshit they want. And if I could go back and into 2013, I wonder if I could take a time machine back, would I start this channel again? It's a 50-50. There's a lot of great things about it. You know, I'm not, you know, denying any of that. But then to have a more private sort of life, you know, I'd still be known because I make music producer, but the vegan stuff is what attracts all the craziness, not the music stuff. You know, people don't come into our music social medias and say, hey, you look really old. You don't look like you're jacked, you know. Joe Rogan looks better than you. They don't say that stuff in the music stuff. You know, they're cool. They like the music. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be commenting. But anyway, that's cool, Sarah. Yeah, that's cool that you don't have to, like, fight with people online like I do, you know? Yeah, you live in your own world and good at brushing things off. You just do you. Yeah, that's how I kind of envision my life being a little bit more once I hopefully move to wherever I'm going to end up living. Hopefully it won't be here. Oh, actually, by the way, has really nothing to do with this, with the current administration. Well, it does a little bit, but I finally found I have an idea. If I were to not enact my main plan to move somewhere else in California, I do actually have a European country that has taken my fancy as of late. A place that has like a similar latitude to like California, Central California, water, stuff like that. So I'm keeping my options open in case shit really gets crazy here. But I don't even want to talk about that right now. I just want to say, yeah, before I kind of shut the idea off prematurely, I think, no, it's good to actually just kind of think about that, plan in case. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything, Sarah. I'm going to keep my privacy on this, but I'll let you know in private for sure. I just don't want to announce anywhere right now. I'm just thinking, you know, just pondering things, just learning and all. That's in Barcelona, Sarah. Barcelona, they've been protesting tourists. As far as I know, it's kind of limited to there, and I can understand, you know, but yeah, I don't think it's throughout the whole country. They'd say, hey, Bill, you've been ridiculed, bullied, didn't work out well for them, teased all your life. I don't care. I know exactly who I am and who I've been. Exactly. That's the confidence that we should really try to have, you know, just like knowing who you are, you know, and accepting that, you know, for all the greatness and the negatives that each of us have about ourselves, just being honest and comfortable and proud about who we are, assuming you're not a complete a-hole or something like that. I know you're not. Let's see, AJ, ooh, you're going to Portugal next year on a vegan trip. Ooh, do tell, what parts of Portugal are you going to, like the cities, like Lisbon or Porto, or are you going to go down to the southern, the sunny parts like the Algarve? Let me know. Spain was the it place 10 to 15 years ago. Then Iceland was hot. Portugal got pretty hot. Now Turkey is the place. Cool. As long as I don't go to the country I want to go to, I'm cool with that. Yeah, Johnny, yeah, I just remind you of something. Yeah, I'm watching the news has been pissing a lot of us off lately, too. I know, it's not a lot of good news on the news lately. At least the news is full of, like, just depressing stuff anyway, but it's taken a whole new, to a whole new level lately. Let's see, Sammy, let's see, you want me to answer your question? Let me see. Hey, Ryan, sorry for spamming my comment twice prior. Just really keen on your answering your query. Hope you see this message. Stay rocking. Sammy, I will try to scroll up to see if I can find your question. If not, okay. Let's see. Oh, looks like a philosophical question here. Let me see. Sammy says, greetings, Ryan, from the UK. Thanks for joining us at such a late hour. Your thoughts on the moral agency gap argument to suggest that animals lack rights given their inability to understand and reciprocate ethical duties. P.S. You're vegan. Well, yeah, I think any thoughtful vegan activist would agree that animals do not have moral agency. They're not capable of acting moral or immoral. They are amoral. That's the term for a sentient being who cannot participate in what we know as morality. So yeah, I don't think, I can find anyone disagreeing with that for the most part. But just because a sentient being lacks the capacity for moral behavior doesn't mean that we can be immoral to them. You see how that doesn't follow. In fact, it's more incumbent upon those of us who are capable of moral behavior to not be immoral to those who can't be. It's like saying, my cousin's in a coma right now. He or she is not capable of moral behavior, or my cousin has extreme cognitive deficits. Their IQ's like 50. They're not capable of moral behavior. Hell, my children, they're like 4 years old. They're not capable of moral behavior. That means I can do whatever I want to them. I could eat them for dinner. It's an absurd argument. It's our responsibility, as I'm saying, as my point, as moral agents, to also have empathy and be ethical and moral towards those who lack our moral capacities. So that's my explanation for that one. It's a silly argument. So basically they're saying in order for someone to benefit from receiving moral empathy or behavior, that person needs to be moral too. I've never heard that moral philosophy, and I studied some philosophy in my day in college. That's a new one to me. It has to be reciprocal or something like that, or equal. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. Mental health takes precedent. News is off. Unfortunately, one of my little happy places, you guys know, for the past year has been Reddit. I was knowing about Reddit. It comes up often in Google searches, but I never downloaded the app and looked at it on a regular basis until like a year ago. Once Twitter just became a hellhole. Anyway, my point is now I'm getting all this shitty news of the world and the country in my Reddit feed, and there's no way to block that stuff. So I'm trying to train the algorithm to give me more of the other stuff I like. We'll see. If you have any tips, okay. Oh, okay, AJ. So your Portugal trip, you're going to Porto, Lisbon, and Evora. Oh, okay. I've never heard of Evora. Is that somewhere it's not in the south, right? Is it one of the cities around Porto and Lisbon, even though there's a pretty big distance between those two? I've never heard of Evora. You said you're going on a vegan trip too. How is this trip vegan? Is it with a vegan group, or are you going there to explore vegan restaurants? Let me know. Let's see. Okay, Ryan, it's Lisbon and other areas I forgot about. It's with Kristen from Will Travel for Vegan Food. Awesome. Well, I'm excited for you, AJ. That sounds cool. Tell me more about that when it gets closer. I'm quite intrigued. Yeah, maybe Portugal might be the country I'm thinking about. I don't know. I'm just not saying anything. Anyway, that's cool, Nikki. You're still liking Pinterest? Awesome. Yeah, Carl, exactly my point. Babies, as I said, our children are also amoral, but we don't unalive or we don't eat them, right? It's like let's see. So late model, you're only on YouTube and Reddit. Yeah, two of my favorite ones. Maybe it's a Gen X thing or something. Never any other social media. I tell you, I do like Facebook. Only because I've subscribed to a bunch of not a bunch, but things I'm interested in, like say musical gear and stuff like that, certain brands and stuff like that, certain types or genres of musical gear, even some bands and stuff. That's what I use Facebook for. I don't really use it to follow my old friends and relatives and high school friends or whatever that I haven't talked to since the 80s, even though I do see them pop up once in a bit. But yeah, it's just really it's like a Reddit. I kind of use it like a Reddit. I'll just read something of interest, an area of interest for me. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I hate Facebook. Totally don't like it at all. And I don't like Mark Zuckerberg one bit. I never have. I've been talking shit about Zuck for a decade. Okay, Evora. I'm just gonna Google Evora, Portugal right now. I'm just kind of curious. I've never heard of Evora. Okay, it's inland, and it's one of the hottest cities in Portugal. Let me see where it's at. Okay, it's like in the southern third, but not on the further south. It's around a latitude similar to Lisbon, but more inland. So yeah, if you're going in the summer, it could be a quite hot place. All right, so that's our lesson today. We all learned about Evora, Portugal. How big is Evora? Let me see. Let's learn something more salient than where it's located. Oh, it looks cute. It looks beautiful. Wow, it's like an ancient town. It has 53,000 inhabitants. Has an old town center, still partially enclosed by medieval walls, and many monuments dating from various historical periods, including a Roman temple. And the town itself is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, wow, that sounds totally awesome. Wow, I want to see that. Maybe one day I will. All right, cool, AJ. That sounds awesome. Tell us more about that. When are you going? Is it going to be like this year or next year? I know you told us, but I kind of forgot. You're excited. I'm excited for you. That sounds amazing. Okay, you're going in April, and we're definitely dining at vegan restaurants. Yeah, I know. I've looked on Happy Cow, and the bigger cities, it's easier to find vegan restaurants. But it seems like in Portugal, from what I've learned, it's it's not too hard to find plant dishes. There's lots of restaurants that can make you a plant-based dish. They have plant-based dishes on their menus. It sounds like it's easier to just travel through Portugal than a lot of parts of the United States. I think you're gonna be fine, especially if you're in these bigger cities. Let's see, Bill, between your radical leftist politics and being vegan, many of your Facebook have defriended you. That's cool. If they're going to be a dick to you about who you are, that's not the kind of people to be around, you know? Let's see, Uncle, you started with MySpace. Awesome. To connect with new music bands. That's what MySpace actually turned out to be kind of good for, is music. And then went to Facebook, but it locked it way down. But you locked it way down. Cool. That's the thing. Yeah, lock down your Facebook. Just don't let anything get to your eyeballs. Let's see, Sam. I'm not sure what you're saying there. However, even in the wild, when morality is needed to survive, it is therefore applied in wild animals. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure what you're referring to exactly there. Good idea. I should delete Facebook. I really should. I just haven't yet. I guess I really like the groups that I'm subscribed to. And I have to say, these groups aren't social groups. I don't really typically interact and participate. It's just more like a news feed. It's like a curated news feed. Yeah, MySpace was dope for music. That's sad, Metalhead. You lost your Facebook friends over veganism. Oh, then what kind of friends are those? I'm saying, why would people want to not be your friend just because you choose to eat a diet of all plants? You know, that just shows you they have some kind of, they're projecting. They have some kind of hang up or something. Nikki, a work colleague keeps saying you are bougie. Well, you guys know what that term is, right? Bougie. When she sees your vegan lunch sandwiches, soups, or salads, like, what's so bougie about eating plants? You know, if she had a steak, that's more bougie. Hey, Eddie Veggie, thank you for the $5 donation. Much appreciated, Edgy Veggie. Thank you. You didn't even have a question for me, but thank you so much. Much appreciated. Let's see. You kept Facebook to annoy your family? Awesome. Sammy, wildlife sanctuaries need to feed tigers, animals, given they are they're carnivorous, you're saying. Do you save the animal being... I'm not going to tell anyone how to run an animal sanctuary or anything like that. I don't know. That's like a philosophical question. If they took in a rescue... it depends what their goals are. And I'm not sure if there's like a universal vegan answer to that, because here, again, what's the definition of veganism? It's a stance, a sentient moral agent taking a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So it's basically a decision I'm making for myself. I can't make it for my friends or family. Can't make it for anyone, an animal. It's just something I can do. So yeah, you can't change the nature of another person or especially another animal, especially like a lion or tiger or something like that. So I think it's unclear as to what the vegan, if there is even a vegan, 100% slam dunk vegan solution to that, or response or whatever. Hey, Jalen, member for 22 months. Awesome, Jalen. Thank you. Who is my favorite vegan YouTuber? It's a tie. Mike the Vegan and Joey Carbstrong and Earthling Ed, I would say. A tie between those three. For different reasons. You know, they have different kinds of content. I guess one could argue Earthling Ed and Joey's are more similar, like debate, street, asking people questions like that. And Mike is kind of like, does what I do, sort of. A little more nutrition and science based. Not to say I'm completely dumb in those areas, but mine is more like critical thinking based, which Mike uses just fine as well. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, I haven't seen Fu in a while, Nikki. I'm afraid we might have lost Fu. Fu, come back, please. Bill, in protest, you're drinking all your beverages with no ice. Awesome. Well, has Fu showed up tonight? I'm kind of looking at comments here. Fu hasn't been here, has he? Nikki, you're not sure she knows what bougie means. The person that's calling you bougie at work, right? It doesn't even know herself what bougie means. Oh, thank you, Heidi. I'm your favorite vegan YouTuber. Little old me here, not Ed with his beautiful hair, as even vegan VD couldn't even like bag on his beautiful hair or anything. Even little old me, I'm like twice his age. Awesome. I'm glad, even if my completely political orientation of yours, I'm glad you still find me your favorite vegan YouTuber, Heidi. Thank you. Oh, you're going to Ojai tomorrow. That's a nice little town in Southern California. It's a nice little kind of hippie-ish area. It's nothing's hippie anymore, but it's just kind of more like, it's a little more country and rustic and has nice like hills and it could be kind of warm. It's like an old valley. Angie is your favorite, Nikki. Awesome. Oh, thanks, AJ. Me and Angie and the good old Vegan Zombie are your favorite vegan YouTubers. Thanks, AJ. Awesome. Graven and her gator talk every damn week, huh? Angie's been saying that Graven's been sending her little messages, I think on Instagram, and a lot of them involve gator things, like pictures of gators doing stuff and stuff. We like it. I'm not complaining at all. I just mentioned Graven and her gators for sure. But yeah, Carl, you're right. Earthling Ed, nor Joey or Mike the Vegan can produce music like me and Angie can. So anyway, cool. I'm the only vegan YouTuber you really watch. I'm super OG. Well, I'm honored that you would say that you do that is true in your life. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, gators do look so like dinosaur era, don't they, huh? Vegan metalhead, yeah, of course he would be your favorite. Brian, your favorite vegan YouTuber is Vegan Black Metal Chef. I said, yeah, he seems like a really cool guy. We've met a few times. He's a really sweet dude. Seriously, you might think because he's Vegan Black Metal Chef, he'd be like mean and dark. No, he's super sweet. He's like a teddy bear. He's really cool and nice, and really one of the friendliest dudes you'll ever meet. So cool. Yeah, you can like him more than you like me, and I won't be bummed. Vegan metalhead, totally cool. Johnny, I'm the only vegan YouTuber you watch. Awesome, you too. I mean, the rest of your vegan stuff is like random stuff and gun related. Awesome. Wow, that's cool, AJ. Vegan Black Metal Chef was the first vegan YouTuber you ever watched. Yeah, his channel predates ours, even, if you can believe that. Yeah, he's super OG, followed by Vegan Zombie, and I think his predates ours too by a little bit. Watching less and less YouTube lately. You don't have the attention span. You need to move. You need to move? What? Wait, what's going on, sir? You need to move? What's happening? Like, where? What? Or just did you mistype there? Like, move, like you need to move, be on the move. That's what you mean. I know you're very active. I misread it. I totally get it now. You need to be, you move your body. I totally understand. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's ways to move and watch YouTube, but it's not that easy. I used to like put my iPad on the little stand tray thing on my my indoor bike, but I don't like to ride that thing. I don't know. It's especially once it gets warmer now too. But anyway, you turn into a gremlin if you sit too long. I bet you wouldn't, but I know what you mean. It's really good for, I read this, there's science that shows, exercise, movement has positive effects for people's mental health. So that alone is a great reason to try to exercise regularly. And it's good for your body too. Yeah, Uncle, you've learned a lot being on YouTube, especially watching with me and Angie and what we have to put up with, huh? If you want to make everyone happy, don't be a YouTube content creator, especially, or just don't be a content creator in general. Sell ice cream instead, but please don't stop, Ryan. Your YouTube comment is much better than ice cream. Thanks, Uncle. I'm not going to stop anytime soon, as far as I know. So, anyway, but thanks, Uncle. Thank you. What's that, Sammy? Hey, Ryan, why are bike seats made so uncomfortably? Why can't bike seats be made of the same stuff as motorcycles or cars? Well, for an indoor bike, I don't think it really matters that much. From what I understand on outdoor bikes, especially if you're on a more high performance bike, that's why they're called saddles, not seats. You're not really supposed to sit on the bike seat and luxuriate like on a couch. It's a saddle. You're really doing a lot of standing. Your legs are, even when you're sitting on the saddle, your legs are still moving. So I think that's why. But yeah, if you have a cruiser kind of bike, then put on a big foamy, thick, comfortable seat. Totally cool. And yeah, the one I have on my indoor bike is more like that. I get, it doesn't have to be all that aerodynamic, because it's indoors, But anyway, yeah, that's why there's the distinction. That's why they call them saddles. But I guess if you have a cruiser, you could call it a seat. Yeah, absolutely, Sarah. We do put up with a lot. It comes with the territory. But when we started in 2013, it really wasn't like this. Yeah, once in a while we get someone saying something mean or stupid to us, but it was rare, And ever since then, it's just grown and grown. Hate towards us as being, vegans and vegan/content creators in the vegan space. It's gotten worse and worse. If it was today, if I was thinking about starting something like this, Happy Healthy Vegan today, I wouldn't do it. There's just no way. But I went in at this nice time when it was kind of peaceful and relatively friendly on social media. It's before the masses really discovered like social media. So once the masses hit, it got horrible. But but here we are now, and I'm kind of, I don't want to say trapped, but, just trapped by the changed conditions that we find ourselves in now. Ooh, banana bike seat as a kid, Nikki. Awesome. That dates you too, huh? I don't think they make them like that anymore. Yeah, Sammy, like I said, what you're asking there to Graven, and don't push Graven anymore, and I think she's responded enough. It's a philosophical question for sure. And like I said, looking at the definition of veganism, I'm not sure if there is like 100% slam dunk right way to look at that. So, if you have a particular animal rescue that's doing something you don't like, you could talk to them on a personal level. But as far as like trying to bang this conclusion out philosophically, I'm not sure. You can be debating that one for a long time, is what I'm saying. Forever Young, you think it's due to vegan activism that factory farming is seen as a bad thing by even carnivores, even cosmic skeptics? Says, well, I don't participate in support factory farming. He'll say that, but it seems like he just says that because more of it's in, I forgot. I haven't responded I'll just leave it at that. I know a lot of people will still give lip service to factory farming being bad. But yeah, my point I was trying to get to is that still conveniently ignore the fact that animals still need to be killed whether they were raised in factories or free range on this beautiful idyllic plain with the sunshine and the butterflies. You're still going to kill it to eat it. My point is you don't have to kill it or eat it. You just can eat plants. So I don't care with this beautiful idyllic plain that the animal is frolicking in nature and doing all this great stuff. It's even worse to kill that animal because it's happy, So the solution to all that is don't kill the fucking animals. Just eat plants. Just let the animals love them. Don't kill them. Just let them be. They don't need to be killed whether they're in a factory or in a grassland. Leave the animals alone. Let's see. Sammy wants to know, personal question, but ever had any injuries on my indoor bike or outdoor bike in that region? No, I can't think of any issues I've ever had with a bike seat or saddle. I haven't ridden bikes a lot in recent years, so maybe I'm forgetting something, but off the top of my head, I haven't had any, but you might want to ask someone who rides bikes more frequently. Recumbent bike is a bike where you're not up and prone. Have you seen those bikes that are like long, like guys are laying down and pushing it like they're on a leg press machine, something like that? That leans back. Oh yeah, Sarah, you grew up in a birthplace of mountain biking. Did you actually mountain bike in Marin, Sarah? That's pretty hardcore. Just mountain biking, I see what mountain bikers do. It's insane. Especially older people like us can really get messed up if you going fast and take a spill and on dirt and stuff, or even asphalt. But yeah, mountain biking is too gnarly for me. If I was 20 or 18, yeah, sure, I think it was great probably. Johnny, gonna go to the range tomorrow, debating on what you should bring, like which firearm should you bring? I haven't gone to a shooting range in a bit. It's been a long time. They're fun though, There's something kind of fun about it. Oh, you did get into mountain biking. Yeah, why am I not surprised? Hopefully you haven't had any. You do mountain bike at all anymore at our old age, our 50 plus age? Sammy, oh yeah, I use battle ropes almost every day. I have them out in my garage, so sometimes I'll just like this morning before I went to the gym. I use battle ropes in different ways. I don't do the same. I don't have the same intention or goal every time I grab the battle ropes. Like before I go to the gym, my goal is to actually use it as a way to loosen up my body. I don't know what this is. I never talked to like a health or a sports professional about this, like a medical sports professional person, but a therapist. But often when I'm warming up, or even like half an hour into warming up, sometimes I'll get these weird pains in my knee joints when I'm playing basketball. It'll come and go. I just might feel it once and it doesn't happen again. So I'll do like, when I'm doing battle ups, I often just kind of bend my knees and try to just stretch that area out, and also do it so I'm like using my hips, so I kind of loosen my hip joints and just kind of getting the blood flowing for a little bit. Some days I'll just go out there and go freaking crazy and just, hit them hard. Sometimes I'll do them a long time for like a cardio workout. But yeah, battle ropes are cool, and they're great. They work out these nice muscles in the back that don't get worked on all that much in your everyday life. I think they're like rotator cuffs or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just it's good to keep your back muscles, have them active, because it's so easy to not activate those muscles in a meaningful way all the time. Let's see, D Rabbit, you sold your guns to buy your bikes and camping stuff. What do you think about that? Any regrets or anything? You're not exactly a bike snob, but kind of for specific stuff. Same with coffee. I think I can relate to what you're talking about. Eddie Veggie. Oh, when I did the donation, it took me off YouTube, then to PayPal. By the time I got back to YouTube, I guess to hear the answer. I didn't see your question, Eddie. Ask it again. So I'll be looking out for you there, Eddie. I didn't know you went through all that trouble there. So I will. You are my top priority. Let's see. Let me look through to see if I see anything else from you. Yeah, just ask it again. I see you come back. So anyway, let us know what your question is, Eddie. Sorry about that. Milo, why don't I like Duran Ryder? I don't like that he rationalizes testosterone therapy. Let me just put it like this. It's a good practice. If you can't say something good about someone, maybe just don't say anything about them. So I'm just going to leave it kind of like that. Hey, thank you, T. Jones, for the super chat tip. Is he going to read it? Let's see, did it do text to speech? Oh, I think you did it on YouTube, so it's not going to read yours. So I'll read it for you. T. Jones says, Ryan and Angie, thank you both for spreading the vegan message in spite of all the haters. Well, thank you. We're glad I decided to make this channel. Like I said, if I had known then what I know now, I would have had some second or third thoughts for sure. Think of all the good it's done over there. So yes, I fully 100% realize that. The positives, yeah. It's impossible to measure all the good it's done for me and others, and for veganism, and for animals. I acknowledge that 100%. But it does take its toll on our mental health, our happiness. Right now, the good is winning out still. So we're still here. But thank you, T. Jones. Appreciate it. I think I'm just getting too old, sort of, to have so much toxicity and negativity come into my life. So I'm not just sitting here passively saying, I'm just going to quit. I've nothing I can do. I've done a lot. I've tried to lock our channel down as much as we can. We have moderators to like get rid of bad, evil, mean, hater people. So anyway, yeah, Eddie, ask your question again, Eddie. Okay, I see your question now, but thanks, T. Jones. I appreciate it. But yeah, we'll be here for a while still. No plans to quit making content. As long as you guys are watching and appreciating, that's a mental reward. That's fulfilling in itself. So thank you. So Eddie wants to know, what is the coolest or most impactful thing I learned from studying philosophy? Wow, big question there. I don't know if there's any one singular thing like that, Eddie, but I will say, I think having studied philosophy on a formal level for so long, as opposed to just like, studying on my own as a hobby, I studied it for, I think, 2 or 3 years as an undergrad and 1 year in grad school. And I had some elite professors in grad school too, published dudes that are famous in their fields, learned, some from, really great minds, and had them go over my work and get their feedback and everything. Anyway, I think what has come as a result of that, which I fully appreciate, and I could not imagine living my life without it is the kind of critical thinking mind that was the result of that. I mean, sure, I studied a lot of philosophy. I forgot half of it, or I forgot 90% of it. Yeah, I forget a lot of people I've read, great philosophers over history and books I've read. But what is still here is a mind that's been, sharpened by critical thinking. I'm not saying I'm the sharpest mind in the world or anything. No, I'm just saying for me, I'm just measuring myself against my past self, is having that, the product of having had a formal philosophy education for all those years, what it's left me with. And it's helped me a lot in life to be able to, like, things I did afterwards, not as much as music production, but I think it has helped a little bit in that. But I was a web developer, just internet programmer for a long time, helped with that. And what I'm doing now with Happy Healthy Vegan, responding to misinformation, looking at all the nonsense and fallacies that carnivores and meat eaters and the press in general use to try to say that veganism sucks or is going to kill you or whatever. So that's where I feel like my philosophy education is being used right there. Yeah, I don't try to respond to them. Well, Immanuel Kant said this back in the Enlightenment. That's why your argument against veganism sucks. I don't go that route. I just the critical thinking part. So hopefully that makes some sense to you. I saw what Bill said, and I saw AJ's response. Law, Bill, that is my kind of housework. Working hard like that. Milo, who's my favorite raw fooder? Well, that's a loaded question, or a bad question. It seems I have a favorite raw fooder. John Kohler, how's that? Chris Kendall, how's that too? I'll just let it go with that. Chris and John. I see D Rabbit White getting some good bike advice, how one should try to get fitted. Eddie, did I come to any conclusions about the meaning of life, though? That's what you want to know, if I came to some profound conclusions about life and stuff like that. Well, strangely, in the formal study of philosophy, that's not really something that gets studied, or that's not like a field within philosophy all that much. I mean, yeah, it really doesn't. Meaning in life, I mean, the nature of reality is something that is studied, like, that's metaphysics, ontology, stuff like that. But like a meaning in life, I think if anything, that might come up in like ethics, some fields of ethics. Not most, I from my understanding, don't really even talk about meaning of life. But I think in maybe Greek philosophy, maybe Plato, Aristotle, there might be some parts of their ethics that touch upon that, but that's not really a philosophical area of inquiry, to be honest with you. Spill, the meaning of life means you ain't dead yet. Let's see, Oakland eats cooked food now. I've never heard of that. Is that a raw fooder, Milo? Yeah, Sarah's right. If it's a cruiser type bike or even a recreational type bike, any kind of like non-road bike, non-marathon kind of bike, time trial bike, yeah, you don't need to get fitted 99% of the time. But yeah, if you have a more serious kind of bike, like, yeah, let's talk about road bike, time trial bike, whatever, marathon bike, yeah, get fitted for sure, 100%. I strangely though never got fitted, but I learned like what was like good fitting, it kind of just from like, I guess watching Dude Rider back in the day and stuff like that. I kind of figured out on my own, and I seemed to work out for me. The way I had my bike seat, I had it wired. I knew exactly where I wanted it. If it was off by a millimeter or two, I'd notice, I'd adjust the seat back up. So I must have had a good fit. But yeah, bike shops often can help with the getting fitted, and some are really specialized at, not to any pun on the bike brand there, but specialized in helping you find fit. So some might be better than others if that's important to you. And if so, might want to consider buying your bike from that sort of store. How do you know? Look around, ask cyclists in the area. Maybe Yelp might help you out too. Sammy, do I listen to my own music while working out or relaxing leisurely? No, pretty much never. You love Spirals Downwards music, especially Oisin. We have a new song coming out in a week from today, so be on the. I'll share it with you guys on the next live stream. Angie and I think it might be our coolest song yet, maybe. Anyway, but yeah, we'll listen to our music under certain circumstances, but never like, I shouldn't say never. Sometimes we'll say, hey, Shlomo, play me a station for whatever. And it'll start off with something cool, like a cool K-pop song or candy song. Then ours might come on a little bit after that, but we don't intentionally say, hey, I want to hear one of my songs right now, unless I want to just kick back in like our living room with the stereo on and, nice speakers and everything and check out one of our songs. Wow, your dad was an elite road biker, so he always hooked you up with what you needed. Awesome. Johnny, it's tough if you are a big dude like me, like, 6.5 feet tall almost, or a big dude like you, shorter, but, bulky, muscular. Yeah, it's tougher for bigger bodies like that. It works out a little easier to get the calories if you're lighter, fewer pounds. The fewer pounds you are, the easier it is to consume that many calories on a fully raw diet. Let's see. Eddie, you never met anyone who studied philosophy, so you wanted to pick my brain about it. You've read some depressing philosophers before, like Schopenhauer. I've barely read any Schopenhauer. So yeah, I don't really know jack crap about Schopenhauer. I remember when I was forced to read him, because I went to did my undergrad. We had a weird requirement that I've never seen any other undergrad program have for philosophy. Is we had to have a course for each period in philosophy: Greek philosophy, medieval philosophy, and the Enlightenment, whatever, post-medieval philosophy. I forgot what they called that era after the Enlightenment. The rationalists and the I can't remember. Anyway, I wasn't interested in Schopenhauer. I was forced to read a little bit. I don't remember anything about him. Oh, that's cool, Sarah. There's a raw vegan organic place in town. Finally tried it this week after being here 5 years. It was good, but pricey. That's all restaurants now. Everywhere. There's nothing cheap anymore. I remember I used to be able to go to like Del Taco drive-through and get like 5 burritos for like $6. Now it's like double that. And that wasn't too long ago. I could get it for half the price. Everything is expensive now. Sammy wants to know, is not listening to your own music a common thing among all artists? Is there a specific reason why that is the case? Oh, I can't speak for others. I'm just saying, the kind of music that I make, it's pretty heavy. It's deep. So I'm not going to just put it on when I'm like cleaning the house or something like that. I put on something more uppity and not as emotionally complicated or something like that. The music I like most, and I put mine in there, I want to sit down and enjoy it as, like an audio file, really focus on the music and listen to it in a high quality setting and, and just float into it, so that I'll listen to my music it's all about like set and setting, it's in the right time, right place. I'm not saying you have to take drugs to listen or anything like that, set and setting. I'm just saying, just trying to create the right moment to really experience the music. As far as LPs, yeah, there was you could buy Flux. I got one sitting right up here. The Flux vinyl came out last year. Did a partnership with another label that specializes in vinyl, Lost in Ohio Records, and I believe there's a few more of these left. He did a second or a third pressing now. It's been doing quite well. And there's talk about doing some more in the future. So Johnny, your daily caloric requirements are around 2,600 calories. Oh, I thought it'd be even more than that. I thought it'd be more like closer to like, 3,000-ish or something like that. So, but even then, as I say, if you're going to do all raw, that's a lot of calories either way, 2,600 or 2,900 or whatever. That's a lot of calories to take in. Let's see. Yeah, Sarah says if she's doing long trail miles and lifting, 3,000 to 4,000 a day. Wow, yeah, you're active as F. That's it. What's that, Heidi? You really like the feeling when you are so active and then so hungry or so tired and sleep so well to really feel the human body. I think I know what you're talking about there. This is kind of pleasant exhaustion when you've done a lot of physical activity. You can sleep better than normal, I think, huh? Wow, Bill, you're over 380 pounds now. You're calling yourself a junk food vegan with a severe eating disorder. Sorry to hear that, Bill. I thought you'd lost some weight, right? I thought you were telling us that before. I can't remember right now. Let's see. How are we doing on time, by the way? Okay, an hour 30. Remember last week, I thought I ended it promptly at 8 because I wanted to watch, I guess I would have been game 5 of the NBA Finals. It's crazy. They're going to game 7, a decisive game 7 on, God, Bill, help me. What day is it? Sunday? Is that when game 7 is going to be? It's been a crazy, wild NBA Finals. I thought last night the team I'm cheering for, the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm cheering them because I love their defense, and I'm a huge fan of Alex Caruso, who's formerly a Laker. I was hoping they were going to close it out on the road last night, but no, they got clobbered. They got clobbered in Indiana. So back to Oklahoma City, and we'll see. That should be a good game. If you haven't watched any of it, it's been a fun series. You should watch Game 7. That's going to be the last game. I think for the Lakers, you guys hear about the Lakers got bought. They got valued at $10 million, I don't think he paid $10 million. That's what the valuation would entail, a $10 billion valuation for the Lakers organization. Got sold to the owner of the Dodgers, at least his group. Anyway, I think that's great because they forked out big money for Shohei Ohtani, my favorite baseball player. So that's cool. That shows they're willing to spend money, and that's what the Lakers need to do. Hopefully they won't keep getting outspent by other teams because they don't have the billionaire backing, but now they do, so they can afford to pay the paltry sales tax, which could be like tens of millions of dollars. But that would hurt the Buss family, who's owned the Lakers since the 70s. But now with a billionaire, multi-billionaire running it, that's poop money, right? Just poops that in 5 seconds. So I'm not just discounting like millions of dollars. I'm saying for someone like that, that's nothing. Yeah, Bill, it's the best NBA Finals in a long time. It's really been exciting. The NBA Finals have been pretty crap the past many years, but this one's awesome. Glad you're enjoying it too. Let's see. So, Bill, in order to lose weight now, you have to eat under 1,400 calories a day. It's almost impossible. So you lose and regain weight at a rate most cannot believe. You've lost 30 in a week before. Damn. Wow, Sammy looks like a tough hypothetical here for us. For me, if I had to abandon either YouTube, music production, or public advocacy for veganism, well, that's what this YouTube we're talking about here, Happy Healthy Vegan, is exactly what we just said there, public advocacy for veganism. So I'll put those as one, YouTube/public advocacy for veganism, or music production. Which would you abandon and why? Just a lighthearted hypothetical. I don't know if I should answer that. You guys might get pissed at me. Let's just put it like this. I can't stop making music. It's just something I've been doing. I started playing guitar in first or second grade, and I've been producing. I got my own 4-track cassette recording device back in like 86 or something like that. I got my first 8-track reel-to-reel machine in 1989, my first real music studio for the most part. I cannot stop making music. I mean, it's just who I am. So it's just not an issue. If I had to choose one or the other, it's no choice. I just can't stop being me. I can still be vegan, but you're saying like having a vegan YouTube channel or something like that. If you force me, I mean, I'm saying I just can't stop making music. I'll still be a vegan music maker. But D Rabbit White says I'd abandon YouTube for music, but yeah, it's just a hypothetical question. There's no debate. I just can't stop being a musician, a music producer. That's just what I do. But interesting question there, Sammy. Okay, so Game 7 is indeed Sunday. So set your clocks, everyone. I'm not sure what time it is, but watch Game 7. I'm not being paid by the NBA either. Let's see, what else am I missing here? What's that, AJ? You've been struggling to eat right too. You find yourself eating too much carbs and pasta. I mean, it's really easy to throw together some pasta. So I understand that. We don't make pasta that often, maybe like once every week or two. Oh, Bill, you're cheering for the Pacers. Okay. I get it now. No, just kidding. Totally respect that team. I was surprised when I turned the game on yesterday. I go, wait, what's Halliburton doing out there? I thought I read he wasn't going to play for like the rest of the series. He was out there. He had a great game. So, tip my hat for him to come back and be able to play. You like the underdogs. Well, with the offense like that, they're not too underdoggy, but doing Game 7 on the road for them and being in Oklahoma City, they're definitely be the underdog. Summer solstice is today, Heidi. It's usually the 21st, but some years it falls on the 20th. And as of right now, I remember our weather person this morning said it was going to be at 7 something tonight, the official switch from spring to summer. So I think it's happened right now. I think right now, guys, let's go hooray. Let's see, I need a better sound. I don't think I have a better sound. It's summertime. Hitting the summertime bell. It's summertime. So welcome to summertime. Let's see if I can... I thought there's a gesture I can do for that. Let's see what it was. If I put my hand up, does that do it? Let's see. No, that doesn't do it either. I thought there's something I could do to make balloons or something. Crap, I forgot. Oh, wait, maybe it was this. Let's see, does that do it? I stopped doing it, damn. I was going to celebrate summer with us here. Let me, stew reactions. I don't remember how to do it anymore. But anyway, I think it's summertime right now. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. Get some cherries, AJ. That's been my junk food. I'm trying to summon the balloons. Do you remember me being able to do that before? I can't remember. I think I must have turned it off because it was annoying the hell out of me. I totally forgot how it was happening. Oh well. Anyway, it's summertime. Whether or not I can summon balloons, it's summertime right now. But yeah, cherries. You can get them at markets right now. You don't have to go to farmer's market. I didn't go last week. I just been buying them at the regular market. They're really good right now. You going, Johnny? Have fun at the shooting range tomorrow, Johnny. Think about us when you fire off a shot tomorrow. Let's see, Sammy has another tough question for me. If I had to write a book, but it could not be about music or veganism or sports, what would the book be about? Have I any publicly unknown hobbies I enjoy? Huh. Wow. I don't know what I would write a book about then, just be about my life or something, but I don't think I've had a crazy enough life to write a book about or anything like that. Unlike Sarah, it sounds like you've done so much stuff, you've hung out with all these cool people and stuff, musicians and all sorts of stuff. You'd have a more interesting book than I would probably. You dated Jerry Garcia's guitar tech. I mean, he's got some cool stuff. Let's see. Trini, is that, I guess that's relatively healthy, right? Passion fruit sorbet from Trader Joe's. As far as like so-called junk food goes, sorbet is really not that bad, right? It's not like eating like, say Ben and Jerry's or something like that. So, no, but cherries though, AJ, yeah, I think now, even in New York, you should have cherries available right now if you haven't been getting them already. Yeah, I should go eat some more cherries tonight. Let's see. Rabbit White says if he wrote a book, vegan POV, point of view, is that it would be the default regardless of the subject? Okay, it's one of Jerry's audio engineers. I got it wrong. Not a guitar tech. Audio engineer, like in the studio, or like a live engineer, because he would need both. I imagine if the guy, your old boyfriend there, was gainfully employed by Jerry or the Grateful Dead, it would probably be for live, right? Because, they're not in the studio all that often. But then they record live as well to make their album. So it could be either. You're asking a lot of hard questions, Sammy. I don't know if I can answer these. Not that I don't want to. I just don't know if I can. I just don't know. That's an awesome title there, late model. So you already got it figured out. I have no idea what I'd write about. Would that be fiction or nonfiction? Summer fun in the sun. Okay, the dude is a known live mixer. That's what I was guessing. But he did some of Jerry's albums with another musician. The mandolin guy? Forgot his name right now. I'm sure you know who he is. Oh God. He did the mandolin part on a Ripple. Oh God, my brain, man. It's because I'm vegan. I can't remember things anymore. No, just because I haven't thought about Grisman. Is that his name? Anyway, John Grisman. I mumbled it right then. Yes, John Grisman. Thank you. David Grisman? John Grisman? David Grisman. Okay. See, I knew you'd know. Oh, AJ likes your book. Yeah, I saw they made a documentary about Grisman and Jer recording. Is that who was recording them though? Was that your ex-boyfriend that recorded those two, or is it Jerry and another musician? Because Jerry's worked with a billion musicians. Very prolific, active dude. Hey, Joyce's voice. Let's see. Sammy, this should be an easy one. From the three guitars behind me, which one has the most memories? Well, I'll tell you. The red one here is the first guitar that my parents got me. I was saying I got a guitar back in like first or second grade. I can't remember. Way back then. So that one doesn't really play right anymore. I don't think it even has all the strings on it. But it's there, so it's got memories. Memories I can't really remember, though, ironically, because they're so old, and this one down here is really cool because I built this guitar basically, started in like 2018 or something like that, and I've been slowly adding stuff to it. In fact, I just had a little work done on it a few days ago. Had a new bridge put on it because the old one was making too much noise. But anyway, they got memories. And the other one has a lot of memories too. This nylon string guitar was all over the first album that Angie and I worked on, Windblown Kiss. So yeah, they all three have memories in different ways. And they're all from like different decades, like, separated by like 20, 30 years. Let's see, Tessa saves. This is interesting. You recently commented on a post saying, comment if you're against animal abuse. That's what the post said. And you said, I am, but you can't be against animal abuse if you're not vegan. You got over 100 comments telling you how. Wow. why people are against animal. That's different. Why are people against animal abuse but offered needlessly killing animals for taste? That's a great point. They don't see the contradiction in their belief. That's what veganism is again. Let's take a look at the definition, because there's two parts. Veganism is a philosophy and a way of life. The philosophy meaning you're against animal cruelty and exploitation. So these people commenting to you, Tessa, they may have believed in the first part, like philosophically, they're against animal cruelty and exploitation, but they didn't do the second part, which means, okay, instead of saying that you're against animal cruelty and exploitation, well, do something about it. Don't participate in animal cruelty and exploitation. And that's what the next part, way of living, philosophy, way of living. You need to do the two together. That's what veganism is. Because, yeah, we fully understand. How can you say you're against like animal cruelty and exploitation when every day you're paying people to exploit and kill animals for you needlessly to eat? So, yeah, good comment there, Tessa. And you know, if someone's watching right now and you think me and Tessa are full of crap, come and tell me. Because inevitably you're gonna have to employ some serious mental gymnastics to work around this problem here. If you're truly against animal cruelty and exploitation, then why the hell are you so just willingly going along with animal cruelty and exploitation? Is it out of laziness? If so, don't use that as an excuse. It's really not that hard to figure out how to eat plants. I'll help you. You know, everyone else here will help you too. It's not, we've all, you know, none of us were born vegan or vegetarian. We all figured it out. And a lot of us figured out a long time ago, before there was really like YouTube and the internet and stuff, or at least a well-developed internet with lots of content to help you. It's not that hard. Basically saying, the first song that I wrote that had me in tears, I don't really cry on my music, I guess. I mean, sure, I'll appreciate, like the song that we're releasing next week. Angie and I were just like amazed when we made the final mix of it. We didn't know it was the final mix, but once we heard it, we go, this is it, you know, on Wednesday night, just a couple of nights ago, we go, wow, I think this is the best thing we've ever made yet. You know, it's just like, wow, I can't believe how cool this is, you know? So I do cry on when I hear certain musical bits, like a super emotional passage, but I think I'm too close to my own music to cry from listening to my stuff, you know? Yeah, I don't think I've ever cried listening to my music. That's a good point, Allison. Back to Sammy's point, or Tessa's point. Yeah, vegans expose non-vegans' cognitive dissonance. We hold a mirror up to them. And this is for people to say, yeah, I'm totally against animal cruelty and exploitation as they order a steak or hamburger. Like, you don't see the disconnect there. You just said one thing and your actions say a whole nother thing. And I guess people don't like that. They like, oh, the feeling they get that embarrassment leads to anger, you know, and it's just a chain reaction of toxicity after that. What's that, D Rabbit White? People think they understand what happens, but they don't. Having been involved with different parts of the industry, I can tell you there's so much cruelty. Let's see. Who is that person in the mirror? Oh, I thought you meant in this room. Okay. You're talking about how we reflect them, a mirror back on them. But yeah, actually, even with my sort of provocative title tonight, yeah, no one took me up on it to challenge me as to why eating meat isn't weird. Let's see. Sammy wants to know, has my music adapted to me evolving as a person? Yes. Over the years, or the world changing over the years? Yeah, both. Yeah, absolutely. I think why Angie and I have been on such a roll with music lately too is all that, you know, just keeping up with the tech, evolving as people, and and just finding at our age, I don't think you guys realize how rare and happy I am to be able to like find music right now that I'm just loving. Because I remember in most of my 40s, I was finding a few songs here or there, especially things from the past that I missed. You know, like say like the entirety of like Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here" album. I was listening to that for like years. You know, but how you can't listen to the same thing forever. Just like I don't listen to the same '90s inspirations now. I milked it back then. I'm finding stuff now that's completely, totally inspiring. And so is Angie, and I think it's showing. We're just like excited to work on music and take the inspirations we got from the music we're into right now at our old age. It's kind of cool to be able to have that young attitude again. Young meaning like, you know, like that feeling we had when we were 20 and a new like Cocteau Twins album would come out or something like that, or in our 20s, you know, stuff like that. Just like being totally stoked on new stuff. So I think when we get older, we kind of don't have that anymore. It's like, you know, we like what we liked in the past, and we kind of, you know, maybe like a few new things, but every week Angie and I are finding new songs that totally like we're totally into. What was the inspiration for a new song coming out next week? Well, the one that just came out 3 weeks ago, Boss Mode, which has got a really good response. It was kind of what was I going to say? Like it's kind of daring. Boss Mode was a weird song for us. We did a lot of weird things in that song that we never did before, like Angie's melodic rap and stuff like that. That was inspired a lot by a lot of K-pop bands that we've been listening to lately. Like let's think specifically a band called Monsta X and the song "You Are." So maybe I shouldn't reveal that because I think I pulled too many ideas out of that song for our own good there. But for the one that we're putting out next week called "Okay," I can't say there was something about any one band I'm pulling from. Just a lot of cool things I'm trying to like pull from the production ideas of Korean music, and it also blended it with some ideas from the early 2000s or mid 2000s from a band Angie and I both liked back then called Blue Six, and we actually checked their song out right after we checked ours out. Like, wow, we kind of got the vocals into that sexy, seductive, and haunting kind of production that they did. So yeah, we just realized there's influences from all sorts of decades in our music. There's 90s, 2000s, 2025, you know, it's all mixed in there. Even some Fleetwood Mac bit that Angie picked up on. I go, oh, you're right there. So we have everything. We have all these decades and influences coming together that we realize that, you know, I don't think too many other people would make a song like this. I can't think of anyone else that have all the same influences over all these decades and be able to combine them together and just make out a song like what we just put out for "Okay," which will be out next week, and it just works. It doesn't sound like it's jumping around, just all kind of blended together. So anyway, Harsha's here. Hey Harsha, do you have any argument? What's your best argument or example why eating meat isn't weird besides using emoticons? So if you have something for us, I'm totally game. Or are you just messing with us, Harsha? Are you just a vegan that likes strange emoticons? But anyway, if you have a good example or argument as to why eating meat is not weird, your best argument is there's no steak in the Matrix. I don't think I understand what you're talking about there. Do you want to clarify that for us? I don't know anything about that, Uncle. That sounds cool. Harsha, you were vegan? Okay, that's really not the answer to my question. I go, what's your best argument? What's your best argument or example that eating meat is not weird and or veganism is horrible? So we'd love to hear that. Let's see. All right, thanks for the suggestion there, Sammy. Yeah, I don't really mess with too many like weird instruments. I kind of have the ones that I'm, proficient at. Harsha, there is no steak as there is no spoon. I'm still not following you. I'm not tracking whatsoever here. So again, if you want to give me your best argument or example as to why eating meat isn't weird, we'd love to hear it. Karina says she's been vegan for 10 years now and will never go back. Bad Pepsi. Oh, you were vegan and now you express how much you love me ecstatically. Oh, it's not talking to me, you're talking to Harsha. So we're still waiting for Harsha to like give us an argument or example. If not, we're gonna have to like put her in timeout because that's not what we're here for, to get trolled with emojis and stuff. But if you have an actual argument you want to share with us, or some kind of example that debunks veganism, we're here. We want to hear you, but you gotta do it pretty quickly because I'm gonna end this live stream pretty soon. Let's see. Stuart says, I'm a vegan, but I had to make an argument. I'd simply say it's weird not to eat meat because almost everyone does. Yeah, I mean, it's just because, yeah, like say a majority of people do something, that makes, yeah, you could say it's normal, but then, you know, majority of people can be wrong about something. Like say if a majority of people believe slavery is cool, yeah, that's called an appeal to majority fallacy, appeal to popularity fallacy, actually. That just because, like say a certain percentage, 50% or more, believe something to be true doesn't make it true. Like say, you know, at a certain time, you know, about 100% of the people thought the earth was flat and the sun orbited us. That's all they had at the time, but it didn't make it right because people believe that. So Harsha has an argument. My argument is bacon vanilla ice cream cone. Try it. If that's your best argument, you actually don't have an argument, or you don't have any understanding what an argument means. If you're trying to say, oh, you can eat some like some tasty food that vegans can't have, well, I'll show you something. I'll see your stupid whatever bacon crap that is, and I'll find you something even better and more delicious. Okay, my thing ain't working right now. We'll do it this way. Okay, let's go to dairy. I can't spell, doesn't really matter though. Dairy free cherry. Speaking of Jerry Garcia, as we were talking about earlier here, I'll see your stupid bacon thing and one up you Cherry Garcia here. Dairy free, cruelty free here. Certified vegan, certified gluten free. And I have this on special occasion. And I had a special occasion not that long ago. And it's freaking delicious. Like, ooh, I wish I ate this more often. I'm glad I don't. It's really not a health food or anything like that. But this is delicious as F. So if you're trying to say, oh, you vegans are eating this horrible, undelicious food. No, this is the real effing deal. I remember I couldn't eat this once I turned vegan because they didn't make it. Because, you know, I went vegan in 2010. I go, oh, if there's one thing I wish I could still eat, it would be Cherry Garcia. Well, when they started making it again around in a vegan form around 2017, 18, something like that, I tried it and I go, holy crap, it's Cherry Garcia. They made it taste exactly like Cherry Garcia. So I'm not missing anything. There's no food I miss. There's always pretty much, anything you name, like, ooh, I would go vegan, but I wouldn't be able to eat this. No, there's something out there that's vegan and better than or as good, at least as good as what you remember the old thing tasted like. So no, your ice cream thing doesn't do jack for me. So anyway, thanks for throwing that out there, Harsha. So no, I can eat vegan ice cream that is exactly every bit as delicious as the non-vegan version. Show us something from one of our cookbooks. I'm not sure what I would show right now. I might pick something that's not delicious enough for Harza, whatever her name was. Let's see. Yeah, late model. Our local gelato place has multiple vegan flavors. So good and creamy. I was just watching a video of people traveling through southern Portugal, and they just stumbled upon gelato shops. And yeah, they found it was totally easy for them to find vegan ones, and they were totally stoked. Oh, Parth, is that a job interview that got canceled on you? Sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Parth. What's your field again? It was a tech field, wasn't it? Let's see, Sammy, if I had to put my entire discography into a flash drive and launch it into space for aliens to listen to, which song would you put at the beginning? The first song, if I had to put my entire library on it. I don't know. I think the song that's coming out next week might be the best thing I've ever made, called OK. If not, I'd maybe put Numenon, from last year. I think that was probably my favorite song up until OK. One of those two. Okay, you work in clinical research. Okay, I don't know why I thought tech. My bad. You told yourself years ago you'll never let a job affect your peace. Yeah, try not to. You'll find something. It's a tough job market now, from what I can tell. I see even for people that had jobs or educations or training and things that seemed safe, like technology. It's places are laying off. They're not hiring. AI is doing a certain amount of the coding now. It's tough. Oh, yeah, Sarah. Numenon is great, but your favorite is the one with no one in the chorus. Oh, God. Used to be, that one. Yeah, that's a great one, too. It strangely didn't get the same amount of plays or streams, or whatever you want to call it, clicks, as some of our other songs. Not to say it flopped or anything like that, but yeah, Numenon's done a lot better. Not Myself, that one's done the best of all of them, of the songs of our recent time, like from last year and this year. That was a surprise. It's gotten maybe 10 times more than our normal songs do. Cool. If you like haunting, you might like this new one. That's going to come out next week, Sarah. So if that's kind of your vibe right there, that's my vibe too. That's my wheelhouse. So haunting with a little bit of sexiness at the same time. That doesn't seem like a contradiction, because this new song, OK, is just really both. It's depressing, haunting, and sexy and seductive. It's really cool. This is cool mood. And I've got some really, for me, don't want to toot my own horn. I think I'm really proud of the guitar work I have on this next song. But anyway, next week, should be out next Friday. I'll let you guys know, and I'll play some. They're trying to make us poor so they can control. So they're doing a damn good job. Yeah, I'm with you, Parth. Yeah, tech is really tough right now. Tech jobs. You don't sympathize with a lot of people who decide to study computer science solely for the money. They should have gotten into finance or something. They really wanted to go for big bucks. Bad Pepsi thinks, you think meat eaters' main argument tends to be that we have done it for so long and it's an ingrained habit. Well, again, that's a horrible excuse for an immoral behavior. Like how many centuries or longer was slavery in many parts of the world considered a normal institution? And you can't say, well, we've had slaves for 200 years. It can't be wrong. It's ingrained. That's not an excuse. I mean, it's an excuse, but it's not a justifiable excuse. It's no excuse for bad morality. Oh my God, Sammy, your questions keep getting stranger and stranger. If we created a sentient robot version of me, that already is wild enough right there. Using my discography's data and lyrics, what would be the personality traits of the robot? I don't know. I can't even read it. That's pretty wild. That's funny, Bill. You're going to teach a class on procrastination today or maybe tomorrow. Cool. I'm glad your lady, Uncle Myra, likes the chill vibe of Love Spirals. It's chill. Yeah, the next song, okay, it's got some chill out kind of vibe, but it's also got some, I tell you, haunting and sexiness to it, too. It's a great combo. You're falling asleep, Potty. Uh-oh. You are on the East Coast, though, so I will give you a free pass on being drowsy right now. 11 o'clock. Yeah, I'm usually pretty mellow by 11 these days, too. I get up earlier now than I did, like, say, a couple years ago. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. I'm not sure, but yeah, I tend to get up somewhere like around 8 to 9 o'clock now, as opposed to like 10 o'clock in the olden days. Yeah, how is Sammy think of all these questions, huh? Oh man, I should probably get going soon here. It's 8:03, so I've done a 2-hour live stream. I think that's a good point to, as I do every week, try to end it around now, unless we have some kind of engaged discussion that we want to like sort through and conclude before doing it. But anyway, yeah, I've got the granny hours now, totally. I guess it comes with getting old. And I tell you, there is some utility of getting up early, like, it's especially in the wintertime when there's less sunlight. You get some more bright hours in the wintertime as opposed to you get up at 10. It's going to be dark at 4, so there's some coolness about getting up early. So anyway, guys, let me think. Well, thanks, sir. I'm glad you like this live stream. So next week, I should be back to my normal schedule. I won't be rushing out a new song or anything like that. I mean, it'll be coming out. It's done now, so I can get back to my normal thing. Because I tell you, if I had made a video this week, I would have been able to finish the song and get it out as soon as we did. We want to get it out, I tell you, before the end of June. Because we're on this one song a month roll that we've been on for a while. I'm not sure how long we can keep it up, but we're trying. But anyway, I'll share with you guys next week. The song should be out Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific, which is midnight. The turn of Thursday into Friday for the East Coast. So yeah, look for it on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that for our band. And if you want to have some more weird questions, Sammy, I'll do it next week. I got to go on tonight. So anyway, guys, Bill, yeah, let's watch the NBA Finals Sunday. See what happens. You root for the Pacers. I'll root for the Thunder. We'll see who comes out as the winner there. But all right, so yeah, new video next week. Keep watching. Angie's through all this, she's been putting out her shorts, the 7 vegan meals and others. So yeah, keep watching her shorts content if you're not already watching. If you want to make sure you're getting it, I would suggest strongly to hit the notification bell if you're not already. I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying a lot of people say, where's Angie? I go, are you subscribed? Are you following? Because she puts out more videos in a week than I do. So she's here. She's working hard, and I'll work hard and get a new video out next week. And Peter, if you're still watching, send me some ideas. If Joe Rogan or someone else said something dumb about veganism, let me know. If someone made it no longer vegan, I'll check it out. Am I sleepy? A little tiny bit, 8 o'clock. So yeah, Friday live stream again. Next time we'll share the new Love Spirals song with y'all. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Uncle for we're not going to bet on the game or anything, but thanks for moderating. It was pretty chill today. Didn't really have anyone to like really time out or ban or anything like that, which is great. And Peter, I think Peter Bill. But yeah, Peter, if you're watching at the end, yeah, let me know if, who I should respond to next week. But I'll try to dig something up too. So yeah, that's it, guys. So thank you for the super chats from T Jones and Eddie Veggie and AJ. Thank you so much for helping fund our vegan outreach here, our YouTube channel. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. And thanks for everyone who just watches and streams with us every Friday. And Sarah, I keep checking about those shoes. I was thinking about that generous donation you gave me a month or two ago. They still don't have them in my size. I keep waiting for emails. I checked their site, so I'm going to get them as soon as they are in. I haven't forgotten about that. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. I had a great time with you guys. Seriously, I don't say this every week, but I do enjoy hanging out with you guys every week. It's something I look forward to on Fridays. And if you don't believe me, ask Angie. She knows I'm totally into chilling with you guys for a couple hours every Friday. She always sees my mood's always a little bit better than before. And I've actually felt kind of all right today. I feel better today than I have many other days recently. So thanks, guys. Thanks for all your good vibes, support, love. happiness and everything. I love it all. Hey guys, I'll see you next Friday. Be here, be square, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, everyone. Oops, I forgot that button doesn't work anymore. All right, hit this way. All right, bye, guys.